I'm Baby Gorillas and I'm with Masha. Are you Polish, aren't you, Masha?
Yes, I
and,
am. Yes.
And you're with Justice for Men Scotland. So I think it could be actually just justice for anybody, to be honest with you. I think a criminal justice system that's actually a justice system rather than a social justice system. So you're obviously from Poland. And you lived, well, you probably didn't, but certainly your mum and dad probably lived under communism.
They have, yes.
So social justice is a Marxian term, and rather than actually a justice system, it's a communist term. Do you know that?
No, I didn't. No.
So it's a communist term. So Marx and Engels, and obviously what Poland was under was the communist junta. And this is unfortunately in Scotland. Whether or not they know that this is from Marx and Engels, or they don't, this is actually a communist principles for a justice system.
There you go, learning every day. No, I wasn't aware because I was never interested in law the way I am right now because I was personally affected. There you go.
Jake Houston's channel getting a free preview on the GTC.
I go home with that. But yes, I mean, I had no clue how the law operates in this country. I don't think anyone has, because this is the reason why we're here. It's not being publicized. No one wants to speak about this, and I think that's why we're all here, because we were ambushed in courts. I wasn't on trial, my fiance was, and we went to court thinking there's no way he can end up going to prison. There's no evidence. We know all these other things that weren't told yet. And look what happened.
What happened?
Oh, he's in prison.
Wow.
Yes, for something he didn't do. He wasn't able to present his evidence. There was no evidence of his guilt to start with. Don't know if you're aware, in a complainer's statement becomes evidence. So there's enough if let's say in his case was two people saying something similar. There's nothing apart from that.
So what you've got in the social justice, so that I deal with a lot of politics, so the justice system is downstream from politics. So what we've got is a lot of neo-communists, or at least people who are advertising social justice rather than a justice system. So what I was suggesting is that we do polygraph tests for the accused and accuser,
100%.
and then we find out who the liar is, and the liar goes to jail,
Yes.
or the guilty party. So we take the principle of the person who lies is the criminal, and the person who may be the abuser is the criminal. That's the two. So somebody should be going to jail, and if you're lying, you should go to jail. And also the accused should have the right to ask or demand that the accuser does a polygraph test, so that there's both the accused and accuser. Then we find out. Although it may not work with sociopaths, whether that be a man or a woman. That it might not work because obviously they can believe their own lies. So there might be a bit of a problem with the polygraph test, but I would suggest it's better than my word against yours, isn't it?
Definitely, but the problem is there's no my word against yours, because the accuser usually is a woman. They can say whatever they want, assassinate character of the accused. Accused
and
is
be protected
unable,
as well.
And accused is unable to do that. He can't speak about the accuser's character. He's also usually unable to provide evidence that to accuser's past. Let's say, let's think. You've met a woman, right? And she has a history of false accusations. She's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 other men she accused previously. Do you think that would have been told in court?
No, I know. I probably wouldn't. But if she's a liar already, her anonymity has been protected because of the laws just now, which again is probably unjust. So if you knew that somebody had multiple false allegations against the individual, then you would be able to say, well, this person's got a habit of this, and this is where the polygraph test would come in for the liar, and then that individual she should then be prosecuted potentially for the other false allegations as well.
Is another problem, because even if a man is found not guilty, which rarely, very rarely, but happens, then the accusers aren't being prosecuted for the false accusations. There's no the accusers, there's no punishment for it. So
So I don't know. I think that would be one of the interesting things for you to find out is how many false accusers. I don't know if you've got any figures on that, but I don't know if you found out how many false accusers have gone to jail, how many liars have gone.
Minimal. There's like, I don't know.
But they're a criminal. For me, they're a criminal.
Yes, they are. They definitely are. But there's more of them. So all these men who were found not guilty or not proven, why there's no investigation in the women then?
Like Alex Salmond, who's a classic example.
Do you know what was his bill? Like the
amount for the lawyers.
How much they paid?
It was hundreds of thousands.
No, it was $1.5 million.
Wow.
And that's the only reason he's not in prison. If he was a regular guy like any of us, he'd be in prison.
Wow.
100%.
And I covered this case, and some of the accusations weren't even sexual anything.
Yeah.
They weren't anything sexual. Some of them were quite flagrantly lied about, just to actually mount up the charges against them, and that was through the state. That was Nicola Sturgeon. So the state was actively prosecuting a man, probably politically, by assaults that weren't even actual sexual anything.
It's all political, and we have tried to contact our government, mainly Angela Constance, because she is our justice secretary. She keeps sending us letters back saying that judicial system and government are separate. But
No,
we
it's
know
not.
they're
No,
not.
No, it's not. That's a lie.
It's a lie.
Well, if you've got liars at the political class, you're not expecting to have a non-corrupt judicial system.
Yes, and it's a push in the bucket. So she just says, "Oh, it's not me. Go and speak to the judges." The judges don't want to speak to us, and we're hitting the wall.
Yeah.
There's no response.
Yeah. Well, the thing to do is don't vote for these individuals. Get people who are going to actually believe in a justice system and not a social justice system.
Correct.
And that's what you need to do. And learn the lessons from Poland. It wasn't really Poland's fault after the Second World War, but it was just one of these things.
You probably know more about Polish history than I do.
Yeah, it's a great history. The Siege of Vienna, and it's a terrific history. So I'm very sorry to hear about your fiancé. And
we're working on it.
Yeah.
We're not leaving him there.
We'll highlight all this, and there'll be things that will be coming out politically as well. That'll change it as well.
I hope so, because this is what needed, and the idea of government and judicial system being connected as one, and then them lying in our faces saying no, it's not.
Yeah.
That's just ridiculous. And where's justice for us? Like, even if they don't care about men, no one cares about men at the moment. I've got 2 sons. I care about their future as well. But where's the justice for all the women?
Well, I would say fortuitously the vast majority of women aren't liars as well. So, but there is a minority. I've had women in my life who have believed their own lies. And because they're sociopathic, they actually believe, they lie, and they actually believe the lie.
And there's no safeguards.
No,
there's
not.
In court, there is no safeguards against false accusations at the moment.
Yeah,
so
that'll change.
A woman's word is gold.
Gospel.
And then and then you.
I know a few women have lied over the years.
Well, believe me, so do I. Unfortunately.
So what's the goal then?
The goal is to change the law, the retrials.
Well, I would suggest you need to change the politicians to change the law.
I agree.
Well, Masha, lovely. Welcome to the Guerrilla TV channel, and good luck with that. We can stay in touch, and if we can do,
definitely.
let me know.
Do you know? I'll give you my number.
Well, I'll just cancel this. My baby gorillas.